All right. What is your name? How old are you? And where are you from?
My name is Aimee. I'm in my mid 40s. That's all I'm saying. And I'm from New Jersey, Philadelphia area.
Great. And the big question, how did you become an Elvis fan?
So I became an Elvis fan at a very young age. My mom was a very young sibling out of eight, and they were all older, and they actually took her to see Elvis when she was 15 in 1961 in Philadelphia. Um, but my birthday is in August 20th. So growing up, my mom always introduced me to Elvis's movies. Very young, there was like a classic movie, Turner Classic Movie marathon that would play every weekend, like before his passing. So that started for me very early. Me and my mom would watch the marathons. And, life went on. I grew up, grew out of Elvis a little bit. Not completely. He was always in the background. I would collect like the Christmas ornaments if someone would give them to me. Always thought he was so handsome, and I would actually search for his movies as I got older, and then my husband would like walk in and be like, "Get this off." But so I kind of grew out, but it wasn't until 2022 when this new movie came out. Um, I had a lot of tragedy in between. I lost my parents 20 years ago, and they were a year apart. They passed away a year apart. And my life went on. I was engaged to be married at the time, and I get choked up. So just let it run. And engaged to be married. So we did get married. We got our own house. Went on to have children. And from the outside, I looked normal, but still constantly like living in that grief. And I didn't realize how deep it was. But when I saw that movie and I connected so much with Elvis's loss of Gladys, I didn't know that as a child that he lost his mom. Um, so that is where I connected. And I connected because I was constantly searching for something familiar for myself, like looking. So when I saw that, I just thought to myself, Elvis grieved in front of the entire world and was constantly searching. And I feel like it kind of gave me the solidarity to be like, you know what, it's okay to search. You're looking for yourself, because people don't tell you that when you lose somebody, you lose yourself. And um, I lost a huge part of myself, and I didn't even realize it. Um, so when I found Elvis, it was familiar to me. It took me back to my mom. Um, I tried therapy, I tried church, nothing helped. But I found something in Elvis that I couldn't find anywhere else. And basically, that's how I got here, and never looked back. I mean, he brings me so much peace, and I could have a bad day, come home, put on his music, just look at a picture, and I'm better. You know what I mean? So, but I love his music. I love his movies. But I call him my anchor, and he's just brought me like back to where I need to be. I got a little peace in my mind and my soul. So I'm just thankful to be here.
I feel like Elvis comes into our lives at the right time. Elvis came into my life when I was I came in through the movie also, and came in when I was going through a major depression in my life. And, after COVID hit and everything was just, such a small life after that. Like I had such a small life, and depression was deep. And Elvis came in at that exact time and like basically kept my head above water too. And so it's just so interesting when certain things come into your life exactly when they're supposed to. And it sounds like Elvis came into your life exactly when you needed Elvis. Would you say that's fair?
Yes. And I love this quote that Argo in Memphis says. He says, once you discover Elvis, Elvis will do the rest. And it's so true. Like, things have fallen into place for a lot of people here in this community, things that they would have never dreamed of, with the podcasts and just getting to Memphis. Like, how many of us ever thought we would go to Memphis? Yeah, I think that's true. I love that quote. I want to put it on a shirt.
Yeah, that's great. So what has surprised you most about being on this Elvis journey?
The community. Um, I've always had obsessions. I was obsessed with New Kids on the Block. Um,
Yeah.
but that community is great too, but this one is different. There's just so much love here. And because Elvis touches so many people differently, I feel like um, the community has really surprised me.
So what was it like, I mean, going to Graceland for the first time and being able to walk into his home and, kind of have this personal connection with him after he's been there for you for such a long time?
It was very emotional. Um, just seeing like where he lived, where life took place in the house every day, and doing so much research before I went, you just feel connected to everything because you know how things occurred, and it was very emotional. I was more emotional in Two Below though.
Mm, really? What
Yeah.
made you so emotional?
When I first went into the assembly of First Assembly of God, um, it was Good Friday, so it was Easter weekend, and I don't know if I hadn't stepped foot in church really since my parents. We were raised Catholic, and I just felt, I don't know if it was like the presence of him or my parents or just spiritual, just being back in church.
Mm.
Um, and just knowing that like his roots were there and that's where he started. Yeah, I was definitely more emotional in Tupelo. And then the racquetball room gets me every time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, when they play Unchained Melody, or like when you're standing in there and it just echoes through the place and you just see that piano. That was the first time because I had done the first time I did the tour, the full tour was a couple years ago, and 2 years ago, and I remember walking in there and I don't know, it just felt heavy to me, because that was like the last place he sang, and yeah, I totally understand that completely. Then my last question is, so you've had quite an extensive, time with Elvis in your life, So what does being an Elvis fan mean to you today?
Um, it means a sense of belonging. I feel like finding Elvis again, it really gave me a sense of belonging to something special. He's always there for you when you need him. Like you said, he just pops up, and you may not even be looking for him, but he's there for you. And I think that being an Elvis fan in this generation, we have so much more information on him. So it I don't even know how to sum it up, but I just think it's important to keep his legacy alive and to keep talking about him, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for talking to me and for being vulnerable and open about your personal relationship with Elvis. And I think a lot of people are going to resonate with this. And I appreciate your time and thank you again for talking to me.
Thank you.